I want to start by asking about your time here in Kurdish jail. You've been arrested since January. Can you tell us a little bit how you have been treated since then?
Fine, not bad.
Can you describe a little bit your life in jail? What are you doing? What kind of jail is it? Who are you with?
It's just like any other jail. You eat, you sleep, and you wait to be interrogated.
Can you tell us what kind of interrogation are you going through? Who is investigating you? And talk a little bit about that.
American government, SDF officials. That's it. No British involved.
How many hours a day? How many times have you been interrogated? And have you been offered any kind of deal?
No. Haven't been offered no deals.
How's the interrogation going?
I think it's finished, maybe. I haven't been interrogated for some days now. Before it was the Department of Defense. They were okay. Some of them were some respectable people. Then they brought some less respectable people. Then they brought the FBI, who are the least respectable out of the bunch. And that's it.
I want to talk about the Beatles now.
I don't listen to music, so I'd rather not speak about a rock band.
What kind of, you don't listen to any music? Rolling Stones, maybe?
No music.
When was the first time that you heard that you guys were called the Beatles?
Sometime in Raqqa, saw a news report. Yeah.
How was your response to that?
John Lennon won't like it much.
Sorry?
I don't think John Lennon would like it much.
Did you see it on TV? Did you read it in the paper? Like, how did you come across it?
I don't remember. It's not a significant part of my life. It's just some media blabber that some fool has said, and that's it.
Which name were you given?
I don't even know.
You don't know, or you don't want to say?
I don't know.
Former hostages have said that you personally have beaten them, and you've waterboarded them, and you've even carried out mock executions. There are witnesses who are still alive, and they say that about you. What do you want to say to that?
I say that there's an ongoing legal process, and when they decide to get along with it, then we can talk about any accusations made against me or anyone else. So let's just make a clear distinction between being a part of an organization or a state or a group and agreeing with everything they do. That's it.
So what are the things you didn't agree to?
What are the things I didn't agree to? Traffic tickets. Okay. Such things that have no basis in the law of Allah.
Did you agree to the enslavement of Yazidi women?
I never met a Yazidi woman, so...
No, but the practice, did you agree with that practice, or do you denounce it now on camera?
Do I denounce what, slavery? I don't denounce slavery, no. You have to understand that just because America decided to abolish something, I don't know what year it was, anyways, does not mean that every person has to run behind America and say, this is now an abominable act that nobody can do. The reality is slavery is something that's been around as long as humans have been around. Islamic texts have spoken about slavery and the rights of a slave, and there's a whole jurisprudence about slavery and the rights of slaves and the rights of slave owners.
So did you like your time in Raqqa? You don't wanna say what you did with ISIS. Can you tell us a little bit about your stay in Raqqa? What kind of people did you meet? What kind of things were you doing during your time there?
Life in Raqqa is like life anywhere else. It's normal. You do normal stuff.
Like what?
Like everything normal people do. They go to the gym, they eat in restaurants, they play in the park with their kids. That's life in Raqqa is like life anywhere else.
Looking back, when you sit with yourself and you remember your time, are you proud? Are you regretful? How do you feel about it?
Again, that's not doesn't concern anybody but myself. So I reserve anything about my time in ISIS for the legal process.
The foreign hostages that were taken by ISIS, did they get a fair trial?
Like I said, anything regarding any accusations about me, I reserve for a legal process.
No, but you saw that journalists were killed. You saw that a pilot was burned. You saw that aid workers were killed. Do you think that they got a fair trial to get that kind of punishment?
Do you think they got a fair trial?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, do you think they got a fair trial?
You were part of ISIS, I wasn't. So you being part of that group, seeing what that group is doing, and you are part of it, do you agree? Do you think that's a fair treatment to them?
Just because I was part of ISIS doesn't mean I know whether people had fair legal trials or not. I'm just as in the dark as you about that. Yeah.
When you saw that the videos that ISIS produced and they showed the beheadings and the killings, were you against that? And did you say anything about it? Did you express your opinion that you were against it?
I personally don't like to watch such videos.
So you have never seen these videos?
No, I've come across them, but I personally don't like to watch them. It's not something I enjoy seeing.
Why did you join ISIS? Why did you leave Britain and come to Syria to join ISIS?
I wasn't always a Muslim in the UK. I wasn't always a practicing Muslim. So when I started to practice Islam, you automatically realize there's obligation upon you in the light of other Muslims in the world. They don't all have the privilege of growing up in the West, never needing as much. And you feel an obligation to do something for people who are oppressed. And in 2011, end of 2011, 2012, there was no place that needed any help more than Syria. So came to Syria.
Who did you contact? How did you get here? Did you just get on a plane and come yourself, or did you call somebody in Britain? Did you call a certain imam? Were you influenced by a certain imam? Can you tell me more about? No, I'm really interested in knowing what really went through your head, and why would a guy who's living in Britain, I mean, you see most Syrians, they want to go to Europe, they want to leave the country because of the war. Well, you made the trip in the opposite direction. So please tell me, why would you do that?
Syrians here want to go to Europe because they don't know the realities of Europe. They don't understand that people who come from Europe to the countryside of Aleppo or Idlib, they're jealous of the life that they live. They're self-sufficient. They keep close to their families. There's not as much evil and corruption in their societies. But they look at, buildings and opportunities and money, and they want to go over there, and they end up breaking ties with their families, learning corruption, moving in the opposite direction. So the people here, they want to go over there because they don't know the realities of living in that corrupt environment. Every environment has corruption, but nothing beats the West. So I didn't contact no imam. I didn't contact anybody. I just knew some people who were already here, arranged with them, and I came.
You keep on speaking about your own rights, about getting a fair trial. Don't I have the right to ask you about giving fair trials to others when you were in charge?
You need to be non-biased in how you conduct your interview, and you need to differentiate between individuals and organizations. That's what you need to do. Because I didn't burn anybody, nor did I give anybody a trial, and nor did I chop anybody's head off. So that's an accusation. That's an accusation that needs to be proved. So.
But you know that none of this is on video. I mean, you made sure that none of this is documented because you know if there is no visual evidence, you might get away with it.
Oh, so am I going for a trial right now? Are you like putting me on trial in front of the Arab world and telling me how I covered my tracks when I committed such and such crime? I think we're done. خالص.